Members of BFW, what is up? This is Pepto Bismol casting you only the greatest hits from our war versus Knight Riders. Oh my goodness. So I feel like we are friggin' killing it. We were coordinated. We dropped our hits in a great order. Low guys went first, later guys went last. Our top guys hit down for the 3-star. We had lots of selfless hits across the board. Zeke, Big T, Halby, everybody dropping down, picking up those extra 3-stars, putting this one out of reach. I'm jazzed up about this new strategy. I think we've really got some juice. Again, I think these guys, this was a very even matchup. They had Infernos all the way down. So in honor of this, we'll get through the defensive stuff, and then I'm going to try to do a blitz cast where I just rapidly go through all of our hits in this war. Again, I'm not going to lie, I was getting pretty depressed casting all these war losses. You can only say, go get them next time, team, or we'll get them next time. But I'm excited about this new strategy. I think it's working well so far. And what we're seeing is that we're conserving a lot of firepower by having our lower guys hit up and then having our top guys go for 3. I think it's not going to work out every time, but I'm pretty happy with the results so far. And this is our first streak in a very long time, so BFW, be excited about that. So defensively up top, we did a very good job. They were missing a lot of stars there. And, I think we can generally expect Zero Grind and myself to definitely fall in the future. So this one could have reasonably been a 52-51. Joe Pavo, standing tall. Joe Pavo and Thresh. Wow, look at that Konar Blood, too. So, again, they left a lot of stars on the table. I think we definitely left a couple stars on the table ourselves, but against Supermax bases. So, all in all, it was a great performance. But before we do the hits, let us say the sacred words. Hail Lord Bear, hail the great leader. He is eternal, and his will shall be done through the glory of BFW. All right, team, we're going to blitz through this thing, and I'm going to try to cover every single hit in the war. So coming up first, we've got Crazy Kevin going up against the Supermax base. He drops the Quake. He's trying his Queen Warden walk. Really nice there, actually, sniping 2 of the air defenses. Then comes in with a big bowler stack, but the bowlers don't bite on the pathing. Uh-oh. So he is able to get into the core with a single target Inferno, smoke the crap out of his queen, and then he's stuck. Oh yeah, this one really hurt. He was so close to that 50%. I remember watching this. And, maybe keep a whiz in the back. I think this base actually kind of sucked with the double split air defenses, but, I don't think there were a lot of other options there. You could have maybe gone Dragon Rage. I think Dragon Rage up top is something that we don't turn to as much. So here we go, Zeke, coming after a really, really tough base. He's got this kind of this channel style, so we do see some of these Supermax bases optioning to try and basically punish you and with a high percentage 1-star. So he doesn't have a deep eagle, which is interesting, and it looks like unfortunately, Zeke triggers that eagle masterfully and gets it to fire on the golem, but then the golem gets in range of the eagle, able to take the eagle down, however, and then, look at that, there's a classic Bowler Rage, double freeze, and there we go, enough Bowlies into the center to pop that Town Hall. So he does a really nice job here of breaking the funnel, and that's really the crux of the base, right? Like, can you delay deployment of your troops to break that funnel? I think Zeke is able to do that, so that was pretty nasty. All right, here we go. Duran G stacking up against another one of these really tough funnel bases. All right, there we go with the Quake, swinging into the Eagle Artillery side. Troops are going. He's kiting the Eagle Artillery decently onto his king. Oh boy, so Queen taking some heat, waiting for the Valk. Here we go, Valk's coming in. So he realized he was getting too much heat from the Eagle. Valk's come in. He's able to get into the middle, but then the off-sided Clan Castle pops him. I don't know what the best way to approach this base is. I looked at this base and I was like, God, this is a tough one. Again, I think you go with, high HP troops. What you see is that, troops that are slightly under level with slightly lower HP just get roasted by the really high point defenses. So You just do what you can there. Here we go, Joe Pavo. Joe Pavo with an excellent hit. This is another one of those split designs. So you got CC on the one side and Eagle on the other. But he's able to get the great CC pull into his queen. So Joe Pavo's showing a lot of heat against Ash. And then there we go. Great queen walk there. Queen walk gets the Eagle artillery, and that's the magic. So here comes his main army. Bowly Wolies and a loon. Bowlers are getting great penetration. Queen is able to use enough of that shield to spike down that Inferno and this Town Hall. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed he doesn't get the full thing. I feel like this attack here was really, really nice. I think what we saw was that Joe Pavo, lost a couple healers on that side. The healers didn't transition as well as he would have liked, and he didn't have enough time. But I think that was a great attack by JP. I guess his name is Patrick in real life. I've heard that thrown around a couple times. Anyway, Kevin doing another cleaning duty down here. Going with the Queen Warden walk, so I like this guy's. Oh, there we go. Look at that multi-mortar just blasting him. But he's holding strong, and Queen Warden walk's got some good heat. Here we go. Penetrates into the core. Deals with the CC with a nice poison rage. Rages all the way through, but healers get hung up on the outside. Don't matter none. He's got the queen. He's got enough HP, and he's able to pick up that easy 2%, popping the queen ability, and that was just really nicely done there, Kevin. So, again, what we see here is, this base, I don't think anyone could have 3-starred this base. But what we did was we were able to mitigate the firepower and used our 3-star specialists down low. And, by the way, guys, if you ever want to transition from one to the other, let's do it, It's all about what you think you can do. I think some people, have just built into specific attacks, specific 3-star hits, like, Halby and then myself. But don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of bases that I cannot 3-star. All right, so here we go. Halby coming in with his classic Baby Drag Queen Walk King side. Baby Drag goes down. Queen Walk, there we go, gets the CC pull, uses his wall breakers to pop there. Queen goes down because he popped his ability already, but look at his spell placement there. He's got great spell placement. He anticipated the defenses, and then this guy's got nothing left. Using a whole bunch of Winions to sweep it up in the end. Oh no, this could get pretty dicey. Oh man. Does he get the 3-star in this one? Oh no, he doesn't. Oh, Halby. Oh man, that air defense really did you dirty there, my friend. I think it was a good try. It's a tough base. You got what you wanted. I think when you lost the queen, though, the queen definitely could have cleared out that air defense. So it's tough, right? You only have so many spell slots. You have the queen ability. I think with a single target Inferno, that's something that you have to watch out for on the queen walk. Because if you can't queen ability, your queen's dead. So, well, here we go. Highest 3-star. Big T. So Big T optioning for the Konar Blood strategy of just punching his opponent in the minor. So here we go. Queen Walk, lightening the load. Queen walks, as far as I can see, right into the CC, but doesn't get the CC pull yet. Oh, there we go. All right, so CC pulls. I feel like his minor deployment was like a touch on the early side, but you could also argue it was perfectly timed. So we'll leave it at that. He gets a great CC pull. CC troops go after the queen. By the way, air CC troops will really F your miners. So keep that in mind. But, checks all the boxes for this great miner hit. Has tons of miners left over. And as again, we saw the healers hitting the miners, the healing spells hitting the miners. Overall, just an absolutely great play. All right, here's Halby redeeming himself versus Tom. Not to be confused with Thomas. This is interesting. So Halby floating some loons over that Queen Warden walk. And did he pop his queen ability already? Oh no, his queen died. Oh god, I think she got killed by the CC. Well, anyway, he's able to get a great rage. Really nice book deployment there. And his healers are nice and spread out, so he's able to recycle those healers really well. And Bowly Wolies just get it done. Again, this was kind of a soft channel base. I think it's not as well designed as some of the hard channel bases that I've seen. So, and also they do these like soft CC pulls, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. I mean, the CC troops are basically like, one of the cornerstones of your defense. So if you give that up early or easily to a queen walk, then you're really just not doing your job right. All right, this is Pepto-Bismol. That is me versus Panther Hands. I think this one went really well because I had some of the bombs scouted for me. All right, so I swing in with the bowlers. I'm able to get a bunch of healers. I actually favor a lot more healers than the average bear. That's just my personal preference. I think you guys need to find your bowler truth and stick to it. I get hung up on that bottom Inferno Tower, but otherwise, textbook, I was able to magic book through a couple giant bombs. And honestly, with these bases, like, if the point defenses aren't too high, the only threat to your bowlers is going to be giant bombs, right? So if you can power through the giant bombs, you're in good shape. All right, Big T coming down low for the cleanup duty. Once again, going minor whiner. Deploys his bowlers early, actually, and I really like his bowlers in the CC, by the way. Some of you guys are requesting these P.E.K.K.A.s, and it's just like, yo, I don't have max P.E.K.K.A.s, man. I don't think I have like level 4 P.E.K.K.A.s, so I can't even donate max. But anyway, Thomas is very good with spell deployment on the miner. So, this is another reminder. Do not get too cocky on the miner hit. I mean, obviously, miners mitigate the Inferno Tower stuff really, really well. And, they do very well overall because they have more life than HP, especially against lower bases. Just be careful because if you walk into some giant bombs or you don't appropriately deal with the CC, all of a sudden you're staring at a dead miner stack and you miss out on that 3rd star. All right, here we go. G-Force, ever selfless, ever present. We appreciate you doing what you can for the clan, my friend. All right, so did he just trigger giant bomb with a queen walk? That was pretty solid. Look at that. Loons to the side. Goes for the double loon pull. Great pull. Pops the dragon. Queen floating around. Gets so much value on that queen walk. This is nice. Very patient. And then here comes Lava Loon. So there we go. Basically, G-Force getting exactly what he wants on that queen walk. He gets an air defense. He gets the CC. And then that's pretty much it. Loons to the rescue. Do not mistake the power of the Warden Loon. I think the extra HP that your Warden provides for your Lava Loons is unbelievably good. And so, he sometimes you'll see people do a full swing into one particular side so that they can maximize the HP from the Grand Warden. I think it's okay to stagger a little bit and then just have the bulk of your Loon force with the Warden. Now, the downside to that kind of strategy is that the Grand Warden will follow your loons right into the mouth of hell, and so sometimes you see your Warden get sniped a little bit, and you can't use his book as well. Here's me attacking Yoda. I almost did not, and man, my forces were circling. I was freaking out. Basically, I was kiting a single healer on my queen to keep her alive, so I was babysitting that queen with rage spells all the way through, but luckily it was enough because I was able to mitigate enough damage with my bowlers walking around. I encourage you guys to go back and watch this hit. It did not really go as planned, but if you're patient with the spells, you can kind of read the forces. You have that experience of being in a pickle. You can usually pull out 3. So, not the best planned attack on my part, but we got the job done. All right, old man Zeke, bringing the heat. He's got doing a little wizard dance there. All right, Queen Warden Walk comes in. There we go, slinging from the side, pulls a CC. Here we go, we're in business. So, this base, number 13, really gave us a lot of trouble, and I would encourage you guys to go back and analyze what really made it effective. I think it's basically the channel, right? So you have a fairly challenging CC pull with this kind of double wall design so that the wall breakers, it kind of forces you to use your jump in a weird way and get in one of the corners so that your troops may not, funnel appropriately. But again, great job by Zeke. He just overpowered the base, had great placement of his spells. You just got to be careful. You got to be careful with bases like this. They can really fudge you up. All right. Igor Nasty. Again, Igor pulling double duty, playing both V-Dog and himself. Can't say enough. Igor's really been there, throwing a bunch of challenges when things have been a little raw. BFW's had some thin times, certainly, but we're back on the up and up. We've just won 2 in a row, baby. It's been a long time. Let's see if we can keep this streak alive. So Igor showing off his bowler skills, really excellent with that healer. I think his pathing here is just spot on. He pretty expertly manipulates the pathing so that his healers are just optimized on healing his bowlers. This guy's trap placement also was really bad. I didn't see a lot of giant bombs go off, and so again, you see without the giant bombs, the bowlers stay up, and healer bowler basically just wrecks these kinds of non-inferno bases, as long as you play your spells well. Caveat. All right, here we go. You got Zero Grind. You got the Konar Blood Crew playing with the healer thing. I think it's a very interesting point. I haven't gone back to look it up. Do the healers cap at a specific healing number, or do they cap at number of healers regardless of level? Very interesting debate point there. All right, there we go. Valk's in the middle. Valk's raging through. We got his healer's actually split, and he's got 2 bowler forces. I think the problem is his core got chewed up by the Expos. There we go. But then the Valk's able to finish up and do the damage. I didn't even see where the Valks came from. That's pretty wild. But anyway, great hit by Zero Grind. Always reminds me of Tony Hawk. All right, here we go. Konar Blood. Does he go minor? Ooh, he goes minor potpourri. I think, Konar's been favoring this kind of, minor potpourri hit, a little Baby Dragon action. Baby Dragon Queenwalk, taking a page out of Halby's playbook. I think it's nice. I think that if you eat a Seeking Air Mine with a Baby Dragon, boom, you've won. If you take out 1 or 2 defensive structures with a Baby Dragon and force the Queen the way you want to go, you've won. I think the things that are really nice for KB here, he just eats all the traps early, and then his miners come in and are just absolutely unstoppable. Right, like you got a miner stack of like 10 or 15, he only went with 13, but you got like a 5 stack of miners. There's and a couple spells, there's pretty much nothing these lower bases can do about it. They just keep popping down. I think when the issue is if you get your miners like separated and they just really get hung up on punching buildings because they don't really have that much DPS, damage per second as it were, then that's when you really run into trouble. But anyway, here we go. This kind of stupid base. Judd, I don't even know what to say. This base is like super dumb. But it probably doesn't matter. He's like, I'm going to get 3-starred anyway. But that's not the attitude that we want to have. Listen, you spread these hits out. You force middle guys to drop down. All of a sudden, you're looking at 2 stars that can't be converted into 3 stars. And V-Dog just absolutely playing with Judd. So Judd should be embarrassed. And I'm proud to say that I don't think anyone on BFW would have a base that bad. Okay, here we go. This base at least tries a little bit. Bulbasaur, respect. He was the Pokemon that I chose when I first played Red Blue. My brother went with Charizard, so that was pretty rough. He basically wrecked my shit all the time. But eventually you just get the missing nose and the Mewtwo's, and it's like, what is this game anymore, man? All right, so PBR Destroyer coming in with the Valks. Valks wreck everything in the middle, and he still got that. Queen goes down, unable to babysit the Queen, but the healers on the Valks is a nice touch. Now, I will say the Valk pathing makes things very, very dangerous for the healers, but I think the healers really worked for him here because these extra compartments would not have been popped if it weren't for the healers. So again, PBR Destroyer showing off the power of healers and popping small boxes at the end. And I think that's really why you use, attack space on healers, in my opinion. It's really so that when the chips are down at the very end, you are able to power through and get those extra compartments, right? Like, there's nothing worse than 2 Teslas in a tiny compartment and you just didn't deal with that on your main attack, and then you're trying to circle around but your troops are just getting sniped because their pathing is dumb, and you can't really control the end of a hit. Here's BK Williams going with a double goalie, Witch, and a bunch of giants. Absolutely dominating Sonic Jr. I think, Witch hits are cool. They look really cool. You just got to be careful about the specific, pitfalls of Witch attacks, i.e. bomb towers and also wizard towers. If you can account for those, Witch it up, man. But otherwise, you're going to get spanked. because those things will just absolutely manhandle your witches, and then your witches will be exposed to terrible point defense fire, and then they'll just get wrecked. But it was a very interesting hit. I liked him. He had the good tank. He had a great meat shield, and that base was basically helpless. So, I would put witches in the category of maybe power through. Although, again, wizard towers and bomb towers can really wreck your skellies. All right, here we go with a giant wizard, little dragon coming in, a little dragon action. Mazdog bringing the heat, and man, this is a nice little hit. I feel like it was very well planned, had a lot of touch, had a lot of style. Man, that was nice, Mazdog. That was a nice one. Good potpourri of units there. Anyway, folks, let's be proud of what we've done. Great effort overall. Great coordination. I think there was absolutely room to improve, but given how powerful their bases were up top, I think we did a very, very good job. They were going for hard channeling, hard supermax bases. So playing for the 1-star, and we just did a great job of mitigating that. So overall, team, let's keep this streak alive. I'm excited. We're powered up. Hopefully you like the speed cast. But anyway, good hunt out there. Pepto out.